The biggest news for the day is the fact that Donald Trump has imposed a 100% tariff on branded pharma products. In fact, unless a company is manufacturing in the US, they will have to pay a lofty tariff of almost 100%. But now joining us is A. Vaidesh, former Vice President, South Asia and Managing Director of GlaxoSmithKline Pharmaceuticals, who's joining us now on the phone line. Good morning, Mr. Vaidesh. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Mr. Vaidesh, yet another day where Trump has announced yet another tariff. This time he is aiming for the pharma companies, especially the branded ones. He's imposed a 100% tariff. First question, Mr. Vaidesh, is 100% really a viable figure?
Yeah, so see, first and foremost, this is not something which was not expected. You know very well that this has been going on for some time. Even in the bad news, there is some good news, right? So it's only targeting branded or patented drugs. And out of around 8.73 billion last year India pharma exports, this won't be more than 5 to 10%. So the impact actually that we are talking about is for about 3 to 4 companies which are dependent on specialty drugs or patented drugs. So if I have to sum it up, it's a very specifically targeted business, but I don't think it's going to have a severe impact for the industry. Go ahead, sorry. You were saying something.
Perhaps be a little mitigated because there are a few companies that have that sort of an exposure to the US market, and two of them are Sun Pharma and Biocon, especially Biocon that has now recently announced commissioning of a new plant in the US. So that, perhaps helps Biocon in that aspect. But going ahead, do you see these companies that have a greater exposure in terms of branded products to the US perhaps perhaps will need a more capex expansion as far as the US market is concerned, or setting up of plants in the US itself?
Yeah, I think so, because see, the announcement says that if you've already broken ground or under construction on a US plant, you will be exempted from 100%. So if I'm not mistaken, that some of the companies have already initiated the construction. Even if you say I have a building, you may come under exemption. So largely, I think not more than $300 million is under the purview of this particular tariff. Even under that, your EBITDA impact cannot be more than $20 to $30 million. Out of which even some of them, they must be already working, supplying from US, and not everything will get affected because they will pass on the cost because it's branded and patented. They can pass on, not fully, at least for 40 to 50%. So broadly, yes, there is an impact for some of the few companies, but the industry should not get hassled by this announcement.
Understood. Hi, Mr. Vaidesh. This is Kanishka also joining in. Just to the point you were making earlier, that we are very little when it comes to that branded business. We are mostly in the generics pharma business, if I understand correctly. Just wanted to understand that US-India talks, they are still underway. So what is the expectations that you have, that the pharma industry has from these talks that are currently underway? And, just in between talks, this 100% tariffs on branded pharma has been announced. So going forward for generics and the rest of the industry, what is your view? What is the expectation?
See, frankly, in my opinion, by tariffing generic, there won't be any big benefit for US government also in terms of employment generation, or it's not going to significantly impact. To my understanding, that it won't go in that direction at all. It won't be part of the negotiation. Obviously, you know very well, trade negotiation is complex, and what are the trade-offs the negotiators are going to look at. My sense is that the regular generics should not get affected.
All right. So generics will unlikely be affected with the tariffs as trade negotiations are underway between India and US currently. Thank you so much, Mr. Vaidesh, for joining us today and helping us with that perspective. On that note, we'll let you go. Lovely speaking with you. All right. On that note, we'll take a very short break. Be right back with more news and updates coming up on the other side.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.